If you have any doubts regarding last session, right, just let me know. If there is no doubt, we will move further. Okay, let me start sharing my screen now. It's 10 o'clock. Okay. And here is the whiteboard. Now let me say, last time what we did, we designed a class. Let me just open the board, then it would be more fruitful to discuss. This is the last time discussion, right? Last time discussion, what we have done, we have designed many methods like, get, first starting with, properties, then constructors, then get method, set methods, input, print, and methods for processing. Method for processing, right? So we have discussed so many things. So till 7, okay, we have done some methods. You can check this. And at the same time, we had also done hands-ons to make you aware how to do practice. Now today, I will go a little bit further to enhance the code. And with respect to this unit, class and object, right? We had discussed till constructors, then nesting of methods we'll discuss today, and method overloading. It is already done with constructor overloading, but when method overloading we'll do today with the static and non-static members, right? So today we'll finish this, and also will give you the overview of this where you can do practice more. Wrapper class we have already started using, like integer, where I capital, no, integer class. That is one of the wrapper class. What is the use? That I'll give you some reading material where you can go through it. Okay. So here, let me say, I want to design one library. I want to design one library named as mylib. You know that every class in Java has a naming convention, starting letter, and starting letter of every word is capital. No, so I am just writing mylib. So mylib is one class that I am going to design, which contains several methods. Several methods. These methods may be static or non-static. And my purpose of designing this mylib is to provide some basic functionality. To provide basic functionalities, right? Okay. So what is the meaning of this basic functionality? Like I'll tell you the concept of designing library. Design your own class in such a way that it will be used almost in all your program. Like one of the example. Let me tell you the package. Can you tell me anyone what is package in Java? Package. Can you tell me what is package? Yes. Is there anybody who can tell me what is package? There are 33 students. None of you are ready to speak. There is a questions. Are you there? If yes, then answer. Do you know what is package? Give me example of package.
Package is a group of classes.
Yes, exactly. It's a group of classes, group of built-in classes, right? So one of the example of package is, let me tell you, java.util that you are already using, java.util. Java.util is one package, right? And in this package, there are set of classes. One of the class is scanner. There are similarly hundreds of classes are there. Hundreds of classes are there. So similarly, if you want to design your own package, right, what to do? Where each class, like scanner class, each class has a several properties and methods. Properties and method, right? That properties and method depends on the way the developer is developing code, but it can be a static or non-static, but depends on the way of developing. But every class, there are so many class in one package, you know. Even not only java.util, there are other things also, no, java.system. Other package is java.lang, java.lang, where one of the class is system, right? That you are using, no, system.out.println. So similarly, in case of writing any Java program, if you want to use your class, the way you are using, you know, built-in classes, if you want to use your own library, then the set of code will be reduced. The number of lines that you are going to write a new Java programs will be reduced if code is readily available to you. So today the problem statement is check whether sum of digits for a given number is prime or not. This is my prime statement, you know, prime or not. This is problem statement, right? Prime or not. What does it mean? Suppose you have entered a number, like enter number, and you have entered 769. So what I need to do first? First you find the sum of digit. Okay. So 7 plus 6 plus 9, that comes to 22. Then I will check this sum of digit is prime or not. Is this prime? And my program will tell either yes, it is prime, or no, it is not prime. Okay, so answer would be either yes or no. With some message, you know, it is up to you. But this we are going to do with the help of library. So just consider this is my java1.java program. Now second I am going to write java2.java. That is second program. In this second program, I am just going to do check whether sum of digits is Armstrong or not. So my one of the tasks, sum of digits, I required to find sum of digit everywhere, you know, in this program also, right? So what I will do, I will not write code in this program also and in this program also. What I will do, I will place the code into library, right? And once you have create a code in library, then you can reuse that code everywhere in your program, not only Java 1, Java 2. Throughout lifetime in your system where you have created this library can be used in any further development, right? So the objective is, this is known as modular programming, you know, this is known as modular programming. In programming world, it is known as modular programming, but it is also known as object-oriented programming, right? Because all number related processes you are going to place into one library. Okay, so let me start, you know, how exactly to be done. So what I'm going to do, I will create one class. With reference to this problem statement, I will create one class, mylib. And in this mylib, I will create a method, sum of digit. So as you know that in method name, the first word should be small, sum of digits, sorry, sum of digits. This is my method where in order to find sum of digits, I required one number. So all required things, all required data is to be as argument, right? And as a result, suppose I am giving 769 as we discussed in the last example. I am giving it 769 to sum of digits, and sum of digit will give me back 22. This 22 is nothing but the return value. So the type of 22 is integer, and here the code I am going to write. Now, second thing is, when you are designing this method, you know that whatever inputs required to this process, sum of digit process, that you are already supplying through argument. Then there is no need to make this method non-static. Again, I'm repeating. Just consider that in this my library, there is a one property, say integer data. Just try to understand. It is not there, but I am just placing to make it understand. Just understand that in one of the class, one instance variable is integer data. And this integer data is going to be used as input for this sum of digit. Then this argument is not required to pass. And you can call this method, with the object, because you are using the non-static data as input to this process. But if you are already supplying the required data to the process, then this method will be static. No need to create object and call. Directly you can call mylib.sum of digit, right? So I am writing static integer. And one more thing is, out of this class, within the package and outside the package, I want to use this in any my Java development. Now I would like to use this library, so I will make it public also. And as you want to access this class outside the package in any further development, class should also be a public. Don't forget that. This is not there. I just I placed it because to make you understand. I hope you understood. जब भी आपका प्रॉपर्टीज, कोई भी प्रॉपर्टीज आपने डिफाइन किया है, उसी प्रॉपर्टीज को आप यहाँ पे एज ए इनपुट यूज करते हो, तो आपको आर्ग्यूमेंट पास करने की जरूरत नहीं है। मगर और जरूरत नहीं है, सो दैट मीन्स नाउ वे ऑफ कॉलिंग इज, आपको ये सब क्लास का ऑब्जेक्ट बनाना है और ऑब्जेक्ट डॉट मेथड करना पड़ेगा। नाउ सेकंड सिनेरियो कि देयर आर नो प्रॉपर्टीज एट ऑल, and now this process required one number, and that you are passing in form of argument, right? Means you don't need to create objects, so make this method static. I hope you understand, and write the code here, right? We'll do hands-ons. So you write code here, and finally return your answer. Return your answer. That answer is nothing but your 22, right? So this, you have created one library with one function. Similarly, you can make here a set of methods. You can place so many methods, like 20 methods or 50 methods or 100 methods. The way you like, you can place. And then you can use this library. You can use this library for writing Java 1 program, Java 2 program, Java 3 program, and n number of programs throughout the lifetime. No need to write code for calculating sum of digits. Directly you can call this method. How to call? Say in this Java 1, I required to call, then I can write mylib dot sum of digit. So I will write sum of digit. Sum of digits. And here I will pass number, right? And the number is nothing but here, either you get it from user or it is there in variable, right? So I will call this and it will give me answer. So I will say this is my sum of digit, SD, sum of digit. And I can further use this SD to check another functionality, So I can write one more functionality, is prime dot I small is prime, and I can pass SD. And this SD I am supplying here. And this is prime method will give me result, answer, and that answer is nothing but the Boolean, either true or false, or 1 or 0, or yes or no. It depends on the developer what he would like to return, right? So there are two methods. One is sum of digit, other one is prime, and I can use these two methods that are placed in library in any Java program, right? Not only in one, but any, right? And I can place this particular class in my package. So I'm just going to write here. So it is my package, right? So how to use this mylib class in Java 1.java program? I will write there, import my package dot and class name. So mylib. So whenever in any program, like this is Java 1.java program, right? So in this way, in whatever programs you want to use this library, you can just import the statement, and anywhere you would like to use it, right? So let's have a hands-on on this, how to do that, right? And this will help you a lot in further development. So whatever methods I am going to use it, you have to remember it, the package name and everything. This is not built-in packages. I am creating my own packages. So one of the topic that is there in your syllabus is package, right? Creating package. So I'm also taking this part because it is not like, first you discuss this and then you go for that. I required to make you understand how to create package, right? And how to access in packages. So if you understand this, then definitely you can do practice from the beginning. Okay. So let me go for hands-ons. So processes. If you want to create your own package like my package, so first thing is naming convention. First thing is the naming convention, right? Naming convention. So what is the naming convention? Naming of packages. So naming convention is the package name is always in smaller case, right? Smaller case. So if I want to write my package word, if I want to create my package, right? Then the name would be example, my small, and package is also small. Okay. Let's try to understand that. Now steps. First, whatever package you are creating, that must be a folder. So I'm going to create a folder, of my package. And then second, in this my package, I am going to place one class as library, mylib class, mylib. That means now create a Java file for each class that you want to place under this package, for each class, right? So just consider I want to place two library, mylib1 and mylib2. So that means in this folder, I need to place mylib1.java and second one is mylib2.java. I'm just trying to make you understand. At any point of time, if you are not getting, please interfere. Okay, because after half an hour, if you'll tell me, sir, can you repeat this? No, I will not repeat. I'm telling you, recording session is also recording. I'm telling you, I'm not going to repeat. If you have any doubt, stop me there. Okay, so I'm telling you how to create package. So first thing is the naming convention, right? You must understand that package name should be in smaller case. Second thing is जिस नाम से पैकेज बनाना है उसका फोल्डर बनाना है, उसके अंदर कितनी जावा फाइल रखनी है तो डिपेंड्स के हाउ मेनी क्लासेस यू वांट टू प्लेस इनटू दिस पैकेज, राइट? तो मुझे अभी दो रखना है, सो आई विल राइट mylib1.java, mylib2.java, right? And third, in each Java file, the first line of your code should be like this: package and your package name, like my package and semicolon. And then you can write class mylib. If it is mylib1, you can write mylib1 and write methods here. So this is your one file, mylib1.java, right? This is mylib1.java. Similarly, when you write mylib2.java, First thing, mylib2.java should be in this folder, in the my package folder. Second thing is the first line should be this one. And now you can write class mylib2, and here you can write methods and properties, whatever you wish. Once you compile this file, once you compile this file and this file, right? That means your package is readily available to you for use. Then I can use anywhere. Now I can use anywhere. This packages I can use anywhere. In p1.java, in p2.java, in p3.java, in p4.java, throughout lifetime. Anywhere I can use this. The way you are using the built-in packages, you can also use your packages. So if logical steps are clear, I can go and create the package. Any doubt now, as of now? Any doubt as of now? At least one person can say yes, no doubt. Or if doubt, just tell us. Yes, good. So steps are very easy, right? So let me go and perform some steps, then I'll come to know. Now, one thing, sometimes this for structures, readily available in your IDE. Sometimes not. If it is not, you need to remember the concept. कि package बनाने के लिए क्या करना पड़ता है, right? So let me go and use NetBeans. So in NetBeans, if I'm going to, NetBeans is one of the IDE to write your Java projects, right? So I'm just going to create a new project and say here, Java project, Java application, right? Next. And here I am giving in subject, Java, NetBeans example, and here I am giving CEA discussion, right? CEA discussion, right? And then I'm just going to finish this, okay? See, you in free time, you read everything, what exactly it is given, right? Do you want to place main class? If yes, then by what name? So automatically CEA discussion class name is taken, see. And here I C is small, but here C is capital because it's a class name, you know that. And here CEA discussion is, C small. So it is package. This is package. So automatically by your project name, one package will be created. In that package, the CEA discussion is one of the class, and this class contains the main method. See, whenever you are using IDE, some functionalities will readily available to you, but unless you understand it, you will never come to know what concepts are actually applied. Right? Let me finish this, and you can see here source packages, and one package is CEA discussion. I told you the package is already created. Hence package is created, and in this package you are placing class. So I said the class that you want to make a part of your package must have a first statement, package, and package name. That's why the statement is automatically mentioned. Many of you might have used NetBeans, but you try to remove the package statement, it will give error. The reason is, or it will not be allowed to access this in other Java file. The reason is you are not making it part of package. तो ये ऑटोमेटिकली हो गया, इसका फोल्डर बन गया, CEA का फोल्डर बन गया, और उस फोल्डर के अंदर एक क्लास भी रख दिया उसने. देखा आपने, पब्लिक क्लास. बाय पब्लिक बिकॉज आपको इस पैकेज के बाहर इसको एक्सेस करना है इन योर ओन मिनी प्रोजेक्ट, देन डेफिनेटली यू कैन यूज दिस, एंड दैट्स व्हाई आई मेक इट पब्लिक हियर, राइट. और उसके अंदर मेन रखा है. मेन क्यों रखा है? क्योंकि हमने बताया था कि हमें मेन क्लास इसको बनाना है, दैट्स व्हाई इट इज देयर. But that does not mean you can create another class also. You can create another package also. So let me create package. Right click, new, and Java package. And here I am giving a package name, my package. My package. And then say finish. So package means it's just creating folder, nothing else. Creating package means what? See the whiteboard. As I said, first statement is creating package. तो आपको एक फोल्डर बनाना है, right? So मैंने एडिटर में ऐसे किया, so automatically folder is created. Let me just see. And इसके अंदर मुझे क्या करना है? क्लास रखना है, right? So I am just going to right click here and say new and say Java class. कौन सा क्लास रखना है? mylib का क्लास रखना है. तो mylib, right? प्रोजेक्ट ए है, ठीक है, पैकेज का नाम है, फिनिश. Very good. Now, if you will see the first statement automatically placed package my package name. Can you see here? Create a Java file. So हमने Java file बना दी. देखो mylib.java file इसी folder के अंदर रखा है. And second thing is in the Java file, in each Java file, the first line is package and package name. So it is already placed. But if you are not using IDE, then you need to write this code your own. So understanding is equally important, right? And here I am going to write method. Which method I would like to do? Sum of digits. So I'm just going to write sum of digits, and see here I'm not going to discuss logic. You already undergone through LBTP, C and C++. So don't think I will teach you how while loop works, right? And how to compute sum of digit. Okay. So here I'm just going to write public static integer sum of digits, and here I'm going to write integer number. That is what one of my input, and then I will write code here. What is the code? Code is very simple. That is while number greater than 0, I will do the process, right? जब तक नंबर 0 नहीं होता है तब तक हम प्रोसेस करते रहेंगे. प्रोसेस बहुत सिंपल है, मुझे सम करना है. सो इनिशियल सम वैल्यू इज माय 0. ओके. एंड किसका सम करना है? तो मुझे एक डिजिट चाहिए. नंबर में से 1 by 1 डिजिट विल बी सेपरेटेड, राइट? हर बार एक नंबर सेपरेट होगा, तो उसको मैं नाम दे रहा हूं डिजिट. एंड हियर आई एम राइटिंग डिजिट इक्वल टू नंबर मॉड्यूलो 10, राइट? सो एक नंबर सेपरेट हुआ. सपोज आपका नंबर है 769, तो 769 मॉड्यूलो 10 आप ये करोगे, दैट विल गेट 9. उसको मैं सम कर रहा हूं. सम इक्वल टू सम प्लस डिजिट. एंड देन हियर वो जो 9 का प्रोसेस हो गया, अभी 9 डिजिट जो है वो हमारे कोई काम का नहीं है. सो यू कैन जस्ट सिंपली डिस्कार्ड द डिजिट. डिस्कार्डिंग डिजिट इट्स वेरी सिंपल. नंबर इक्वल टू नंबर डिवाइड बाय 10, right? And finally, when you'll come out of the loop, your answer is ready, and that is sum. So return sum. Method is ready, right? Similarly, I'm going to write one more method to check whether number is prime or not, right? So public static, and here this time I am going to use boolean and say is prime, and here I'll write integer number. So prime का functionality आपको पता ही होगा, right? So I'm just going to check for integer I equal to 2, 2 से लेके I less than equal to less than number by 2, वहां तक मैं जाऊंगा number by 2 तक, right? And every time I'm going to increment, that means I'm going to first check the divisibility test on number by 2, then by 3, by 4 till number by 2, or else आपको समझ में नहीं आ रहा है क्यों रखा है, तो आप ऐसे भी लिख सकते हो, नंबर -1 तक जाना है. ठीक है. ओके. तो यहाँ पे मैं क्या करने वाला हूँ, इफ नंबर माय नंबर मॉड्यूलो I इक्वल टू 0 होता है, that means number is not prime. So simply I am going to terminate my process with false, right? Otherwise it will continue, it will go with 3, then 4, then 5 till number -1, right? And if it will come out of loop, that means none of the value of I is can divide the number. So that's why I am returning here true. Very simple to check whether number is prime or not. And as far as this for loop is concerned, right, the block contains only one statement, if statement. So this curly braces can be ignored, right? And this curly braces can be ignored. So I can write in a one line like this. So in 4th semester, if you are writing a code, don't write unnecessarily, curly braces and all. So one line code to check whether number is prime or not, right? Let me test this. Let me compile this. Rather than test, I can compile also, right? So right click and say here, compile. Is there compile option? No. Fine. So let me directly use it. Because see, whenever there is error displayed, that means it's automatically compiled. So we don't need to bother about. But in this main file, see, this is my package and this is your library. I am going to use this package, my library class from out of my package. So I'm just going here in this package and just going to use it. So what should I do to use it? First thing is import. So import should be after the package, right? So import my package dot mylib. See, automatically comes, right? Semicolon. And then here in the main, I'm going to write some code. What code I need to do? Input number. Then second step, find sum of digit. And third, check this sum is prime or not. Right? 3 things I require to do. And finally, I'll print my result. These are the logical steps. Always you first set logical steps in your mind, right? Without that, you cannot do anything. So I'm just declaring some variable here, integer number. I required one number. Okay, and one is for answer. And answer is my boolean, right? So I required a boolean number variable, boolean answer. Now here, how to get input from user? You know that, right? You know that how to get, right? So it's a import scanner class first. So import java.util.scanner. Yes. Sorry, what happened? Scanner. Okay. So scanner class is already imported here now. And then you can go further and here you can write a code. First, scanner cin equal to new scanner and here system.in. Okay. And then here you can say system.out.println. Enter number, right? And number equal to cin dot next. See here, this beauty of this editor is giving you the tech IntelliSense help. This is known as IntelliSense help. The way you type, it will give the suggestion. Once it is done, it's very simple. I don't need to write code now because library is with me. So I can directly write mylib dot say sum of digits and I can give number and here I can use semicolon. Why I have not created object here? To access the method, right? The thing is that this method is a static method. And for static method, you don't need to create object directly, you can access with the class name. Okay. And this will give me answers, So I can say that I required one variable, right? Sum. So let me write sum here. And I can store my answer here. Sum equal to this. Okay. Once I have a sum, I can give it to the another library function, library method to check whether it is prime or not. So what I can do again, my lib dot is prime, and I can give here sum, and it will give me answer, in boolean yes or no, and whatever answer is given, that I am going to print it. So say system dot out dot println and say answer. It's giving error. What is error? It says that there is no method. There is no method. Okay, it's happened. Not okay. I say println. Okay, println method is gone. So it's fine. Let me save this all of this file and let me run this code. Here it's run, right? Run this code. What it says? Enter number. Right? Where should I enter here? Let me enter 769. 769 and enter. And result is false. Is this right? Because 769 is nothing but sum is 22 and 22 is not prime, and that's why it is false. Let's have a discussion on doubts. Do you understand this? Let me come back to the discussion part here. Yes, any doubt? बारी बारी आप बोल सकते हो. There is no harm. And what is the conclusion? Can you tell me what did we learn today? What did we learn today? Hello all. Good morning. Are you sleeping?
The main
Yes.
thing we learned today is to build our package, our own package. And rest
Yes.
of the things were like basics one, prime and sum of digits.
Yeah, that is also important. No, what to place there, it's very important. How many parameters to be supplied, whether parameters need to be supplied or not. If it is property, no need to supply. If it is properties are not there and you require some more inputs, you need to pass it to the method. And if you are passing all parameters from the user, then method can be static. There is no meaning to make it non-static, right? So that is also important to understand. So you need to decide whether the static method is to be there or dynamic method is to be there, right? Okay, anything else need to be know for creating package? Yes, I have used NetBeans, which was very easily done. But if I am doing from the scratch, the same concept will be used, right? So let me just go and check if I am doing it at the basic level, how to create package. So let me go to this folder, say CMD, D drive, C421, CE, subject, subjects, and C421 DIR. And here say I'm going to create under this programs, CD programs. Here there are so many programs, right? And here I would like to create one package. So what should I do? So first thing is I need to create a folder. So MD my package, right? My package, and make sure yes my package folder is there. To create folder there are many ways, right? I am not going to teach you how to make a folder. I am just telling you the steps. You are very highly intellectual people, very intelligent people, where I should not insult you by teaching how to create folder. I can just tell you the folder is required by the package name. Then you can go to the package, means in the folder, my package, and here you can create a class. Create Java file here. So creating Java file here, you can use any editor, right? Let me just say here Notepad++. I am writing here the first statement in this Java file. What should I do? Package statement. Package my package, right? Then class mylib, and here this is the code. And whatever methods you would like to write, you can write it here. So let me just do copy and paste from NetBeans. I'll not waste time. So in this file, whatever is there, I'm just going to take it from there till this. Control C. In Notepad, I'm pasting it here, right? It's done. See, can you see? So मैंने क्या किया, पहले फोल्डर बनाया, उसके बाद जावा फाइल बनाई. जावा फाइल के अंदर मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ, यहाँ पे पहला स्टेटमेंट लग रहा हूँ, my package and package name. It is very much important. And first statement, and after that import statements can be written. पैकेज के पहले कोई स्टेटमेंट नहीं होता, राइट? If your class you want to make it a part of package, then first statement must be package. Okay. उसके बाद जो import करना है आप कर सकते हो. So in this mylib.java, now everything is done. I will make it public. यदि मैं public नहीं बनाऊंगा तो उसका मतलब क्या है कि इसी पैकेज के अंदर और कोई क्लास है, उसके अंदर मैं इसको एक्सेस कर सकता हूं, बट आउट ऑफ द माई पैकेज आई कैन नॉट एक्सेस. So if you want to make it accessible, don't forget to make public. Okay, fine. So it is ready. इसको मैं सेव कर रहा हूँ. कहाँ सेव करना है इसको? Don't forget कि मुझे इस फाइल को सेव करना है जो मैंने my package फोल्डर बनाया है वहां पे, right? So you can go to the programs, my package, and here I am going to save it with the class name mylib.java, and enter. And now just make sure, is that file there? dir. Yes, mylib.java is there. So I can compile it here. Java C and mylib.java. Right? It's compiled. But see, in my system, there are two different versions of JDK. So I teach you one syntax, right? What was that? Source and target, right? Source. What was it? Minus source 8, right? Towards that something like 8 and minus target 8. You don't need to do this. Yes, warning is that it's fine. And say here dir. So yes, class file is there. I can use this class file anywhere in my program. So I'm just going out of this folder. Now I am in program folder. And here I can write into one Java program or n number of Java programs. Everywhere I can use that file. So what to do for that? So I'm just going to create one more file here. Say import my package dot mylib. First you import that package. Whatever other import you require, you can write it here. Then class test. And here you can write public static void main. All your Java concept know that you can apply here, right? ARGS. And here you can use that, how to use mylib dot sum of digits. जो हमने लिखा था वैसे ही कर सकते हो, but this is the step. If you want to test, I can do it. Let me just say system dot out dot println, and here I want to perform sum of digits only. I don't want to check whether it is prime or not, but just I want to find sum of digits, and sum of digits of 5677, and I'll run this code. Will it work or not? Let me check whether it is going to work or not. So let me save this, and out of this package here I'm going to write that is test.java. I hope the hierarchy is in your mind, right? The way I am performing, the hierarchy should be created in your mind. Without it, it's very difficult to understand. Okay. And now if I'm going to perform this, what will happen? Let me go there, Java C, and here I'm going to write test.java. Yes, and say Java test. Yes, 25, I got it. Right? So test.java, pqr.java, test1.java, n number of programs. No need to write code for, to check for prime and sum of digits. All your frequently used processes can be placed into your library and you can use it anywhere. Are you getting me? Again, question answer. Are you getting me? What I'm saying? Hello, good morning.
Yes, sir.
Oh, very good. Please, one answer, one yes, sir. Say expecting to make it interactive because it's a Java hands-on session. Those who have attended my LBTP session, they know. But this time I am feeling very insulting when I ask questions and there is no reply. Right? Even there is no other idea. Sir, you have done like this. What to do for this kind of process? I want to write this method. What parameters to be mentioned? If for any process, not program, but any program can be converted into process. So for making any process as a part of your library, if you have any questions, you can raise it. Right? Don't be silent. If you will remain silent, you are losing a lot. You don't know to whom you are speaking with, right? And what you can learn that you don't know. So in this online session, I am unable to transform all skills to all of you because there is no question. And the way I think, I discussed and I understood, you can make so many methods like this and you can create your own libraries. One more thing is, just like java.util.scanner. So how the structure is? So you can say that there is a one Java folder because Java is a package name, right? So Java is one folder. The folder contains another folder that is util. And under this util folder, there is a scanner class. So if you want to create a sub packages, if you say, sir, I have 100 classes that I want to make a 100 class library, but all are not belongs to one category. Some of are IO related, some of are mathematical, some of are string related. I want to make a different package, but the main name should be, like Kamlesh. So I can say kamlesh.math, kamlesh.string, Cumulus dot numerical processes, right? So how to make it? So Cumulus is a main folder, and the main folder contains many other subfolders, like one is math, other is string, third one is numerical process. So the way you decide the name for the sub packages, you can create a folder, right? So just let's have a live session. So in this program, there is a my package, right? Under this my package, I want to say my package.math. I want to create one math package. And under this math package, I want to place one class, basic math. So how to do? So math, my package.math. So math folder is to be there. So here I'm going to create math folder, right? In this math folder, I'm creating one Java file. Okay, new text file, and here I say basic math.java. So I've created one file. Okay, I'm going to open this in Notepad++ and I'll do some change. Okay, what? So see, this particular basic math.java is the one class, library class within your package. Which package? Don't forget, my package.math. So you need to write here. First statement, package, P-A-C-K-A-G-E, package, my package.math. So math small, sorry, package name is small, right? And then you can write class, basic math. And here I can do, if I want to allow the access of outside the package, don't forget to make it public. And here you can write a method. So public basic math means addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. I'm placing it just to make it understand. Otherwise, you people are highly intellectual or intelligent people, where you can think of the other basic mathematics operation and you can place method here, right? But here, just to understand what process is to be done, I am just writing method, public, static, then integer, add, and here I am going to write integer a, comma, integer b. Addition of two numbers. Add means addition of two numbers. And here I am simply writing a plus b. Similarly, if I want to allow user to pass three values also, yes, I can do. Here I am going to pass three values, and here I can write a plus b plus c, right? Yes, I can do one more method where user can supply complete array. So I can write here method array, and no need to do. And here the process is what? If you are passing array to add method, it will compute the sum of all elements in the array, right? So the code is very simple, integer sum equal to 0, and here I can write for integer I equal to 0, starting index 0 to I less than a dot length, you know that, and I plus plus. Okay, and here I am going to write s equal to s plus a of I. It's a one-line code, so no need to write this. I just said, if it is not required, don't write. Will carry different impression. Better write one-line code. And finally, return s. So when the class, like basic math class, when class contains more than one method with the same name, add, it is known as method overloading. It is known as method overloading. Repeating me, it's a method overloading. And so method overloading, you need to take care of two things. One is, if names are same, then number of arguments should be different. Number of arguments should be different. यहाँ पे 2 है, यहाँ पे 3 है, then it is fine. But if there is a one more method which has same name but same number of arguments, in that case what will happen? Suppose यहाँ पे ऐसा है, I'm giving I'm writing it twice. यहाँ पे 2 argument है of integer type, यहाँ पे भी दोनों है integer type, then it will give error. टाइप अलग होना चाहिए, कोई भी एक अलग होना चाहिए, कुछ डिफरेंस होना चाहिए यहाँ पे सिग्नेचर में, या तो पहला फ्लोट कर दो या दूसरा फ्लोट कर दो या दोनों को फ्लोट कर दो, इट इज अप टू यू, बट देयर मस्ट बी अ टाइप ऑफ आर्ग्यूमेंट्स डिफर फ्रॉम मेथड टू मेथड. or number of arguments. Any of these two things to be differ, right? So here I am just going to make you float, and as it is float plus integer, or you can make both float, doesn't matter. But definitely return type would be float, because a plus b, if one is float or both are float, result will be float, right? So this is method overloading, right? What I said, a method, a class which contains more than one method, right? Or in other way, a class में नहीं बोल रहा हूँ. That means more than one method under the same scope. These all are under the same scope. You know, see एक ही curly bracket के अंदर है. So more than one methods under the same scopes having same name but different signature is known as method overloading. Signature means either number of argument to be differ or any of the argument type should be differ. Any or more argument type should be differ, right? So this is method overloading. And all are static methods. So as I discussed, I will teach you today the creating packages, accessing package, and here static methods, right? Method overloading and static methods I have completed. Okay. Once it is done, just compile it, and you can use this package, mypackage.math and this class in anywhere in the Java programs in your system, because I have created, my package in my system. And if you are trying, import my package because sir has taught us today, it will not work because it is not built-in package. It is user-defined package I have created in my system. So we need to copy the complete folder and you need to place it somewhere. You need to configure your system and then you can use it if you wish to use. So how to transfer library from one system to other systems, we'll take it into consideration later. But at present, you create your own packages, place some classes there, try to use in different programs, right? And do practice. It is very much important part, Next time I'll tell you how to create packages, different libraries, how to enrich the library for your day-to-day task, where you are always, wasting some time. Whenever you want to input a scanner one number, what you do? You import util.package and then creating scanner class object. Then you are writing system.out.println. Instead of that, can't you do a single line? Yes, we can. How? Using creating your own package. The set of lines which kills your time to develop your work, make it a method and place into your library and save your time. So your development would be faster. And that's why all companies are using, the modular approach for their software development. So again, I'm telling you, this is very much important and all companies are doing this. They are never killing the developer's time to write the same code again and again in all softwares. With this, I'm completing my discussion here. If you have any questions, please raise. And by this time, I am taking attendance. 40 students are there. I am taking attendance, download attendance sheet. Once I stop my sharing, then only it will allow me. Yes, it's done. If you have any questions, just raise your question now. And I hope I already share attendance sheet link with you. After taking attendance, I am reflecting it. So you can check your attendance also every day using the same link. It's a Google sheet.